Hey guys, so today I'm going to be testing out what glue is best to bling out your Uggs. So I did go to the store and I bought a bunch of different glues I'm going to be testing out, including the ones I already have at home. I usually do use E6000 for Uggs when it comes to blinging them out, but I wanted to see if there was anything else better out there. So that's why I'm doing this. Stay tuned to the end so you guys find out which one is the best glue. So I'm going to begin by removing all the glues out of their packages. I also have Liquid Fusion and Fusion Tech that I have from home that I'm also going to be using, including my E6000. So these are the ones I'm going to be testing out. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my rhinestones. I have my Ugg boot ready to go. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be keeping track of them by putting a little sticky note and then glue it to the glue. I'm going to do one row of the glue per glue. So you guys are going to see that going up. Starting with the quick grip right here, guys. You guys saw I put one nice thin line of glue and then I'm going to go ahead and bling it out. Quick Grip does say it's a permanent adhesive. It bonds and repairs wood, glass, leather, metal, plastic, ceramics, and more. Moving on to number 2, which is going to be Gorilla Clear Grip. You guys are going to see I am going to be using two different Gorilla Glues. I just wanted to see if there was a difference between the fabric glue and then the regular clear glue, because you don't know if it's just a different label name or is there actually a different, formula to it. So the clear grip does say it is heavy duty strength. It does dry clear. It's washer dryer safe, flexible, and it does work on metal, glass, fabric, wood, ceramics, leather, paper, rubber, plastic, and more. And it is also waterproof. And it does have a little, a sign on top that it does say use like E6000, so it has the same type of bond or formula. But moving on to number 3, which is gonna be Alens DIY, and this one is a fabric and vinyl adhesive. It does say it's permanent. It holds a super strong bond. It does say it's machine washable, and it also says it fuses to canvas, denim, felt, leather, vinyl, cotton, and poly blends. For the number 4 glue, I did use Gorilla Fabric Glue, which was the second Gorilla Glue I'll be using. This one does say it specializes for fabric, obviously. It does also dry clear. It holds in seconds. It says it has high strength. It bonds to cotton, denim, polyester, felt, beads, sequins, ribbons, and more. It is flexible and iron safe. Sho Glue was my number 5 glue that I did use, and I know people usually use this one, to repair shoes and stuff like that, but since it is for shoes, I did want to test it out, guys. And this one does say it does repair leather, canvas, fabric, rubber, suede, and much more. It also does say it's waterproof and UV resistant, and it does dry clear. But as you can see right there, when I did put it on the Uggs, the glue did start kind of like getting dark, and that's how it dried on the Ugg. And honestly, that was already a no-no for me. I did not like how that looked on the boots. Fusion Tech was the number 6 glue that I use, and this one does work on fabric, glass, leather, plastic, wood, and more. So this one is very popular. A lot of people I've seen use it for different projects. I use it, but not that much. There's other glues I rather use, and this one a little does go a long way, so you have to be very careful. It is white, but once it dries, it does dry clear, so you guys don't have to worry about that either. For number 7, I did use liquid fusion. This one does dry clear. And this one is good for wood, stone, unglazed ceramics, fabric, and more. I do use liquid fusion when it comes to bling out shoes at times. So I do like this one for shoes. I just haven't tested it out on Uggs till today. Number 8 was E6000. I told you guys I have used this one for Uggs. That is my favorite one, till this day. But we shall see after this test. But E6000 does dry clear. It has a permanent bond. It is washer and dryer safe, flexible, and it does say it's good for fabric, metal, wood, glass, ceramics, and more. I did have to move to the other side of the boot though because I ran out of space. But for number 9, my last glue I tested out, I use a Multigrab 360. It is a very similar glue to E6000 also. The only thing I don't like about this glue is that when it does dry, it does have like that fogginess to the clear of the glue. I tend not to use it very much, but it does have a strong hold. It is flexible. It says it's good for metal, glass, ceramic, stone, plastic, textiles, wood, and craft foams. So once I was done, I did let all the glues dry for about 72 hours. Once those 3 days had passed, I did decide to test them out. So I went with the back of the pickup tool and I started picking out the rhinestones. I was gentle at first because I didn't really want to remove any of the rhinestones, but the lifting was clear, guys. For the first row, for the quick grip, I could see those rhinestones already lifting. I did have a piece of paper with all the glues where I wrote down all my notes and how I rated them. So, quick grip was an automatic no. That was out of the question. I will not be using that again for Uggs, and I do not recommend it either. For the second row, it was the Gorilla Clear Grip, which the bond was okay, but still I could see the lifting, and I did not like that at all. For the third row, it was Alens DIY glue, and right there you guys can see the rhinestones were lifting. It felt like a good bond, but once I started messing with the rhinestones a little bit more, they were lifting. They just all started like kind of popping off. For the fourth row, I did have the Gorilla fabric glue, and that bond was amazing. That glue is really good, and I can clearly see the difference of the fabric Gorilla glue and the regular Gorilla clear glue. There is a different formula and it's very obvious, and it does amazing when it comes to Uggs. For the fifth glue, I did use the Sho Glue, which I told you guys I did not like how it dried onto the Uggs. It was like black, kind of dark behind the rhinestones, and it felt like a good bond at first, but again, like a previous glue, once I started picking at them a bit more, they were lifting. And that was the whole point of this, kind of go through like the tear and wear, as if we were using the shoes. and see if any would fall off eventually. That's why I was kind of, picking at them. And then for the 6 glue, it was the Fusion Tack. So like I told you guys, it does look white at first, but it does dry clear. And it felt like an okay bond also, but once again, the rhinestones did eventually lift. For the 7th glue, it was the Liquid Fusion, guys. And let me tell you, those rhinestones were not going anywhere. It was a really, really good hold. On the other side, I had the E6000, guys, that I told you guys I did use. And it was obvious too, the bond was there. It's really good. There is a reason why I use that glue, I know it works. So right there, you guys can see that those rhinestones were pretty on there, And then for the last glue, it was a Multigrab 360. It did okay, but the rhinestones were lifting. So once I was done doing all that, I did, want to make the results more clear for you guys. So I did go a little bit more rougher with that tip, and I started popping those rhinestones off. I wanted to see the real results. I wanted you guys to see the real results. So I just went per row once again and just taking all the rhinestones off that I could, so you guys can see real results. And you guys see that I'm not lying when it comes to, which ones are going to be the best glues. And look how they looked. I mean, some of the rhinestones were completely gone. There was like no trace of them. Some of the rhinestones were pretty good on there. So I found my top 3 glues, guys. Right there, you guys can see that Liquid Fusion wasn't going anywhere. The middle row where most of the rhinestones were, that was the Gorilla Fabric Glue. And then on the other side, I did have the E6000, guys. I mean, like I said, the results were very, very obvious. So, my final conclusion came out to be these top 3 glues: Liquid Fusion, Gorilla Fabric Glue, and E6000 in that specific order. So, I am officially switching from E6000 to Liquid Fusion, guys. Liquid Fusion is first place, Gorilla Fabric Glue second, and E6000 third. So any of these glues will work, but it's up to you guys. I believe Liquid Fusion is around $8 on Amazon. It's really not that expensive, guys, and it's going to give you those amazing results. So on the boot, you can see that roll right there, that was Liquid Fusion, guys, and none of those rhinestones fell off. And the Gorilla Fabric Glue, just about 1 rhinestone fell off, guys. That bond was there. And then on the other side, it was the E6000, where just about 2 rhinestones fell off. So like I said, results are very obvious. These are my top 3. I suggest any of these glues. I went on ahead and blinged out the other boot with the Liquid Fusion. These are the results, guys. Look how beautiful these look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.